here's the thing. You're gonna wanna stay to the end if you got a sweet tooth like me, because I found a new sweets place. Yes. All right, we are going to talk about Ashford Park in Brookhaven, Georgia. One of the most popular neighborhoods in Brookhaven. Some might say, if you were reading a real estate description, they would say, you cannot miss your chance to purchase a home in one of the most sought after neighborhoods in Atlanta. Don't miss the chance to lay your head in a picturesque neighborhood where the streets have picket fences and the neighbors are all friendly. Let's check out Ashford Park. All right, let's talk about location for Ashford Park and Brookhaven, right? You are right near 85, 400, 285. I mean, you are pretty much 10 to 15 minutes from everything. Buckhead, Midtown, maybe a little bit further to the airport and a plane ride to Paris. And if there's traffic, it might take you a little more than 15 minutes to get where you want to go. But the location is ideal and there is a lot going on. And I would say one of the next reasons you might want to consider living in Ashford Park and checking it out is it is not cookie cutter, right? Maybe you're looking for a charming 1940s bungalow or a modern brand new farmhouse. You're going to have everything in between, so you get a lot of variety and can really choose the home that matches your personality and lifestyle. All right, so let's talk about, if you're living in Ashford Park, your dining options, because you have so many of them. In fact, I'm going to start with Beaufort Highway. There are over 120 restaurants within an 8-mile stretch on Beaufort Highway in Atlanta, with representing food from over 20 different nations. So here's the thing, if you have something that you're looking to get, that's not your normal Americana cuisine, you're probably going to find it there. But some of the great places I love dining in Brookhaven, of course, are Arnett's Chop Shop, one of my absolute favorite. They've got a number of restaurants in the word of mouth restaurant chain there. They've got Vero, Valenza. And speaking of Vero, as someone who identifies with people who are gluten sensitive, as my mother has celiac, when I think one of the great things about Vero, the pizza place, is they use European flour, because American flour is apparently a lot harder for people who have gluten sensitivities. All that being said, there's also, you have Buckhead Village, not Buckhead Village, well, you actually not too far from Buckhead Village, being in Brookhaven. You have Brookhaven Village, which has plenty of dining options as well. They've got one sushi over there. And on top of that, you've got Town Brookhaven right there as well, with plenty of dining. But hey, if you do want to zip into Buckhead, maybe over to Lenox Square, some of the different restaurants you got down in that area, it's very easy to get around town if you want to get out of your bubble, but there are lots of options in that Ashford Park bubble. All right, whether you are looking for that white picket fence vibe with a side of craft beer, or maybe a neighborhood that feels like a Hallmark movie with just a little more Wi-Fi, this might be the neighborhood for you. And let's talk about all the different parks in the area. And we'll start with Ashford Park in the Ashford Park neighborhood. It's absolutely a great little park. They've got the tennis courts, the playgrounds for the kids, splash pads for the kids. It's a nice, small little park, intimate. It's a great place to bring the kids. I used to bring my daughter there all the time when she was a little bit younger. On top of that, we've got Linwood Park, another fantastic park. It's got a pool, it's got the basketball courts, a lot going on there. And that is a huge, newly renovated park. So I'd recommend getting down there. I love taking my daughter down to the pool down there as well. Hey, speaking of my daughter, she's right here. Hello, what you got there? What is that? And some other things to do. They do have the Oglethorpe University Museum of Art, Town Brookhaven, a lot going on there. I've got a whole video on that, so if you want to check that one out, maybe see what's going on in Town Brookhaven. And there is historic Brookhaven, as well as the Brookhaven Farmers Market. So there is really a ton of stuff to do if you like staying inside of your own bubble, which I know I do. All right, so when it comes to talk about any neighborhood, let's talk about cost of living when it comes to purchasing a home in the Ashford Park neighborhood. And there is quite the spread here when it comes to price of homes. And again, the prices are as diverse as the style of homes you're going to find. A low price of $380,000 sold in the last 12 months in Ashford Park, and a high price of, go ahead and guess, $3.2 million. Now, the smallest home was about 1,000 square feet. Would you like to guess how large the largest home was? 8,600 square feet. So a huge difference when it comes to the size of the homes being sold in Ashford Park. And just one of the things to consider, the average price in Ashford Park is about $1.2 million, with a median of $1.15 million. So you are definitely in one of the pricier neighborhoods in Atlanta. However, if you want to pay for that golf cart neighborhood and walkable community, you might have to pay a premium. So let's talk about attached homes now in Ashford Park. And there's a lot less of those sold in the area. Only about 20 have sold in the past year compared to 93 detached homes in the area. That shows you what's a lot more popular if you're living in that community. And the low price was about $290,000, while the high was about $840,000. Hey, hello.
Rawr.
Rawr, rawr. Hey, and while we're at it, the average and median price is about $560,000, $540,000 respectively, which is still a little bit above average when it comes to average median sales price in the whole of Atlanta. So, it gives you a really good sense of what it's going to cost you to live in Ashford Park as of, what is today, May 23rd, 2025 at 3:33 p.m. Should you see this video after that, prices might have gone up. And one of the items I'd like to mention, and it's nice to pay attention to, in the last year, out of those 93 detached homes sold, 17 of them were new construction. So you're still seeing a fair amount of old homes being torn down and new homes being up. And when I say maximize the amount of home they can put on some of these lots, they maximize. You got a large house, small lot. That's just one of the things you got to deal with sometimes if you're living in Brookhaven. Now, there are definitely some good sized lots, but it's something to consider when you are getting new construction on a tear down lot in the Brookhaven area. All right, you're wondering maybe you're wondering why you stayed to the end and it wasn't my sparkling, bubbly, sweet personality. it wasn't my sweet personality. No, it was your sweet tooth that probably and hopefully kept you here to the end of the video. Wow, that might have been corny, but I just came up with that off the top of my head. So I was going to do, because whenever I go to any neighborhood, I like to talk about the sweets places. That's something I love. I've got a sweet tooth, and I was going to do a little taste test comparison between Kilwins and Crumble. I was like, let me go to both of them and see which sweets I like better. I didn't end up getting Crumble. However, when I was out and about and exploring Ashford Park and down by Brookhaven Village, we discovered Honeysuckle Gelato. They have a gelato and Italian ice, and it was absolutely delicious. What do I want to try? I'm going to try honey lavender. My daughter's going to be so upset with me. Vanilla, I get to get vanilla everywhere, right? Peanut salted caramel brownie, lemon. Okay. Can I get a small strawberry shortcake? Can I get a small strawberry shortcake? Awesome. Thank you. I'm excited.
So, I'll be trying the mango sorbet and he'll be trying the
strawberry or something.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's do that. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
delicious.
Oh my God, this is so good. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is really good. It's so refreshing.
It is fantastic. So I was happy with not doing my taste test comparison and getting the gelato from Honeysuckle Gelato. So I would definitely recommend that if you're in the area. It's worth checking out if you live in Brookhaven surrounding, or maybe just looking for a gelato spot. And I'm still going to recommend Kilwins and Crumble because the cookies there were delicious, and they had a banana pudding cookie, which was awesome. All that being said, if you made it this far in the video, maybe hit the like, comment, subscribe button. I'd love to hear what parts of Atlanta you would like to hear me cover, because I'm getting out and about every single week, checking out Atlanta, hoping I help other people get to know Atlanta better, and I'm trying to learn about those hidden gems. And if you're thinking about making a change, buying or selling a home in the Atlanta area, give me a call, send me an email. In fact, I'd rather you give me a call. I want to get on the phone, want to have a conversation. I want to be your long-term real estate resource. My goal is to be there to help you not just buy and sell homes, but maybe take care of them and answer any questions you have along the way, because owning homes is not something, buying and selling homes is not something that happens every day, and it's nice to have someone to help you take care of that home. All that being said, I'm Tony Toich with Keller Williams Atlanta Perimeter, and this is the ATL Tour! That was my daughter in the background. Love it.